Welcome to Daily Stoic Practice. Today we're diving into a new lesson from Stoicism, how to build immense inner strength. Have you ever wondered why some people can face all the difficulties in life with calmness, while others seem to crumble over the smallest problem? What allows them to maintain their composure and balance no matter how many challenges or obstacles life throws at them? Is it because they were born stronger than others? In reality, this has nothing to do with being born stronger. Everyone must face difficulties at some point. The difference lies in how we handle them. Some people can face and overcome adversity thanks to a special strength from within, something we call inner strength. This isn't something everyone is born with, but rather the result of being trained over time through difficult experiences. Inner strength isn't like physical strength or natural intelligence. It's a mental capability that helps us stand firm amidst life's storms. Just like the body needs time and perseverance to build muscles, our mind also needs to be sharpened and strengthened through challenges and hardships. When everything seems to go against us, it's in those moments that we have the opportunity to develop inner strength, a force that helps us move forward regardless of the circumstances. So how can we develop this strength? The answer lies in an ancient philosophy that remains highly relevant in today's world: Stoicism. Developed over 2,000 years ago, the principles of Stoicism are surprisingly applicable to modern life. This philosophy teaches us to focus on what we can control: our own mind, our own thoughts, and how we respond to the events that happen around us. In reality, we cannot avoid difficulties or challenges in life, but what's important is how we face and handle them. Those with inner strength don't see adversity as an enemy, but rather as an opportunity to train themselves, to learn, and to become stronger. For them, every hardship is a step forward, a lesson to help them grow. This is the essence of Stoicism: focusing on controlling your thoughts instead of being swept away by external factors that we cannot control. In today's video, we'll explore how Stoicism can help us build inner strength. This is not just a journey to survive, but a journey to thrive, to turn the greatest adversities in life into the most valuable opportunities. Let's walk through each step together to understand how to cultivate this strength. From understanding what inner strength truly is, to identifying the obstacles on the road to developing it, to practical methods proven over time, we will dive into the core ideas of self-improvement. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "Your mind is stronger than any obstacle. Learn to control it, and you will find infinite strength from within." This journey will not only help us overcome adversity, but it will also allow us to build a solid foundation to face life with serenity and steadfastness. Are you ready? Let's begin the journey of discovering and training your inner strength, not just to face challenges, but to transform them into stepping stones for growth. Let's start with part 1, understanding inner strength period. Part 1, understanding inner strength. Number 1, what is inner strength? Inner strength is the ability to stand firm in the face of challenges and adversity, to endure and recover from failure, and to keep moving forward with resilience. It's when you confront pain, hurt, and difficulties without letting them defeat you. Instead, you become stronger because of these experiences. This strength helps you overcome all obstacles in life with confidence and calm. Imagine you're steering a boat through a fierce storm. Inner strength is the ability to hold the wheel steady, not letting the wild waves sweep your boat away. You know that the storm will pass, the waves will calm, and if you hold steady, your boat will continue its journey. This doesn't mean you don't feel worried or afraid, but you don't let those emotions control you. To truly understand this strength, we need to look at Stoicism, a philosophy that teaches us how to face challenges and train the mind by controlling our thoughts and emotions. Number 2, inner strength in Stoicism. Stoicism, a philosophy that has been around for over 2,000 years, teaches us how to develop inner strength through controlling our perceptions and reactions. According to Stoicism, what matters most is not what happens around us, but how we interpret and react to those events. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This idea is profound Because we can't control everything that happens in life. Anyone can face unexpected situations, losing a job, experiencing failure, or encountering unavoidable difficulties. But what's important here is that we can always control how we respond to these situations. How we perceive and act in the face of adversity will determine the strength we cultivate within ourselves. Take a look at your own life. There have surely been times when you faced difficulties, perhaps when you failed at work, or had to confront painful situations in your personal life. How did you feel in those moments? Maybe you felt lost, but eventually you pulled through, no matter how much effort it took. And that is inner strength. These challenges may have caused you pain, but the key is that you didn't give up. Instead, you learned to see the problem from a different perspective, finding ways to improve yourself and become stronger after each hardship. This is how inner strength is built. Not by avoiding difficulties, but by facing them head-on and extracting valuable lessons. Number 3, controlling perception, the core of inner strength. In Stoicism, controlling perception is a key element in developing inner strength. When facing adversity, instead of immediately reacting with emotion, we should pause, reflect, and ask ourselves, what can I control in this situation? For example, when you receive criticism, instead of letting anger or hurt take over, you can see it as an opportunity to learn. You might ask yourself, is this criticism valid? If so, how can I improve? If not, can I simply let it go without letting it affect my mind? The way you choose to respond not only helps you avoid negative emotions, but also allows you to maintain calmness and clarity in every situation. This doesn't mean you ignore every problem, but rather you choose to face them wisely instead of being driven by emotions. A classic story from Stoicism is that of Epictetus, a famous philosopher who was born a slave and endured great hardship. Yet, instead of letting his harsh circumstances control him, Epictetus learned to control his thoughts and emotions. He famously said, "We are disturbed not by events, but by our interpretation of them." This means that the way we perceive a situation determines how it affects us. If you see adversity as something insurmountable, it will overwhelm you. But if you view it as an opportunity to learn, it becomes a stepping stone for personal growth. Remember, we cannot change what has happened, but we can change how we perceive and react to it. This is the foundation of building inner strength. Number 4, inner strength is a journey. No one is born with inner strength. It is the result of continuous training through experiences and challenges in life. Each time we face and overcome difficulties, we strengthen our spirit. Just like physical exercise builds muscle, our minds need to be trained through adversity. When you encounter hardship, ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? Change your perspective to turn challenges into opportunities. You'll find that by doing so, every adversity gains meaning, and you become stronger after each one. Inner strength is not a gift you're born with, but a skill that requires continuous training. It comes from the ability to control your thoughts and emotions, not allowing external circumstances to dictate your feelings and actions. The principles of Stoicism show us the path to develop this strength by focusing on what we can control and turning adversity into opportunities for growth. In the next part, we'll explore the common obstacles on the journey to building inner strength and how to overcome them. Part 2, obstacles on the journey to building inner strength. Building inner strength isn't easy, and it certainly isn't a journey filled only with ease. To truly become strong from within, we must face countless obstacles, both from the outside and from within our own minds. Sometimes these challenges aren't just external difficulties or hardships, but also the negative thoughts and emotions that constantly plague us. So how can we overcome these obstacles? The first step is to understand them. Once we identify the sources of these challenges, we can transform them into fuel for developing inner strength. Number 1, external challenges. We can't deny that life is full of external challenges. These could be unexpected events like losing a job, illness, or even the loss of a loved one. Every time we face a painful event, it can feel like the world is collapsing around us. These events can easily make us feel weak, lost, and even make us doubt ourselves. But here's what's important to remember. It's not the events themselves that make us weak, it's how we deal with them. You may encounter failure, but that doesn't mean you're a failure. The lesson from Stoicism is that every hardship is an opportunity for you to learn and become stronger. Instead of letting these obstacles defeat you, you can turn them into stepping stones for personal growth. The story of Bethany Hamilton. To illustrate this, let's look at the story of Bethany Hamilton, a famous surfer. At the age of 13, Bethany suffered a horrific accident when a shark attacked her while she was surfing. The attack took her arm, something that most people would think would end her surfing career forever. But Bethany didn't let this define her. Instead of giving up, she decided to return to the sport she loved, with a firm belief that she could still succeed, even with just one arm. She overcame adversity, not only to continue her surfing career, but also to become an inspiration to millions of people around the world. Bethany didn't see her accident as the end, but as an opportunity to prove her inner strength. Bethany's story shows that we cannot control everything that happens in life, but we can control how we respond. It's her determination and refusal to give up that helped her overcome adversity and become stronger. Number 2, internal challenges. However, external challenges aren't the only obstacles. In fact, it could be argued that the greatest obstacles on the journey to building inner strength often come from within our own minds. Fear, worry, self-doubt, and negative thoughts can be the biggest enemies we face. Fear is one of the most common obstacles. We often fear the unknown, fear failure, fear being judged, or even fear change. This fear can hold us back from moving forward, causing us to hesitate when making decisions or even give up before we begin. But as Stoicism teaches, what we fear is not the nature of the event itself, but how we perceive it. This means that fear only has power when we allow it to control our minds. The key to overcoming fear lies in controlling our perception, how we view and react to the situation. Once you change your perspective, fear loses its grip on you. Imagine you're standing before a big opportunity at work, but you're worried about failing. You fear that if you don't do well, you'll lose this opportunity and might be judged by others. Thoughts like these create confusion and rob you of confidence. But if you look at the situation from the Stoic perspective, you'll realize that failure isn't what's important. What matters is what you can learn from the situation. If you fail, it's an opportunity to improve yourself, develop your skills, and be better prepared for next time. When you recognize that failure is not the end, but part of the learning process, fear will no longer control you. Number 3, negative thoughts and how to control them. Beyond fear, negative thoughts are another major obstacle on the journey to building inner strength. These thoughts can come in many forms: self-doubt, feelings of unworthiness, or even the feeling of being trapped in difficult situations. It's easy to get caught up in a spiral of negative thinking without realizing that these thoughts are draining your inner strength. So how do we overcome these negative thoughts? The answer lies in controlling perception, a key principle in Stoicism. Instead of letting negative thoughts control your mind, recognize that you have the power to choose how to respond to them. Ask yourself, do these thoughts reflect reality? Or are they simply the result of fear and anxiety? Once you begin challenging these negative thoughts, you'll realize that many of them are unfounded. They are simply assumptions or baseless worries. When you change your perspective, negative thoughts lose their power over you. Number 4, facing criticism and judgment. Another obstacle we often face on the journey to building inner strength is criticism from others. When we're criticized by others, it's easy to feel hurt, lose confidence, and even begin doubting ourselves. However, Stoicism teaches us that other people's words don't define our value. What's important is how we respond to criticism. When you face criticism, remember that you always have the choice to decide how to perceive and react. If the criticism is constructive, you can learn from it. If not, let it pass without letting it affect your mind. Inner strength lies in being able to control your emotions and not letting external factors dictate your well-being. No 5. Self-doubt, the invisible enemy. Lastly, one of the greatest internal obstacles we often encounter is self-doubt. Many of us ask ourselves, am I good enough? Do I deserve the success I've achieved? These questions can undermine our confidence and hold us back from moving forward. But remember, as Stoicism teaches, what's important isn't whether you fail or not, but whether you've given your best effort and learned from what you've done. Self-doubt only has power when you allow it to control your thoughts. Trust that every action you take, no matter how small, is contributing to building your inner strength and helping you grow. The obstacles on the journey to building inner strength can come from many different sources, from external events like difficult situations, or from within, like fear, self-doubt, and negative thoughts. But what's important is how we face them. By controlling our perception and wisely choosing how to react, we can turn every difficulty into fuel for growth. Inner strength doesn't come from avoiding challenges, but from overcoming them with resilience and wisdom. In the next part, we will dive into specific methods to train inner strength. Let's explore the tools you can apply in your daily life to become stronger. Part 3. Practical methods to train inner strength. In the previous 2 parts, we've discussed what inner strength is and the obstacles we face on the journey to building it. But how do we actually train this strength? How do we ensure that when faced with challenges, we don't get swept up in emotions but remain calm and focused? In this part, we'll explore practical methods you can apply in your daily life to develop inner strength. Number 1. Control perception. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, once said, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth." This statement, while simple, contains a profound truth. Marcus is reminding us that it's not the situation or event that determines our mood or feelings, but how we perceive it. Think about the last time you faced a difficult situation. Perhaps it was a challenge at work, a conflict in a relationship, or a personal failure. How did you react? For many people, the natural reaction is to think, "Why me?" or "Why is life so unfair?" However, according to Stoicism, instead of asking "Why me?", we should ask, "What can I learn from this situation?" This is the essence of controlling perception. When you change the way you view an event, you change how it affects you. You can't change what happened, but you can completely change how you perceive it. For example, when faced with failure, instead of feeling disappointed or discouraged, ask yourself, what has this failure taught me? How can I become better because of this lesson? When you control your perception, you will find that every challenge becomes an opportunity for growth rather than an insurmountable obstacle. Another practical example is when you receive criticism. The natural reaction is to feel angry or hurt. But if you control your perception, you can look at criticism as an opportunity to improve. You can ask yourself, is there truth in this criticism? What can I learn and improve from it? This way, instead of being controlled by negative emotions, you can transform the situation into an opportunity for personal growth. Controlling perception is the first and perhaps most important step in the journey of developing inner strength. When you change how you see the world, you will find it much easier to deal with life's challenges. Number 2, voluntary discomfort. One of the core practices recommended by Stoic philosophers is voluntary discomfort. This might sound uncomfortable, but it's actually key to building resilience and mental toughness. Epictetus, another famous Stoic philosopher, once said, "We shouldn't fear difficulties, but instead voluntarily face them to train ourselves." Voluntary discomfort doesn't mean seeking out suffering for the sake of it, but rather willingly facing challenges to build resilience and mental fortitude. Specifically, you can incorporate small actions in your daily life to place yourself in a state of discomfort, such as fasting for a short period of time. This not only helps train self-control, but also teaches you how to accept and get used to discomfort rather than avoiding it. Cold showers, a popular mental training technique. When you step into a cold shower, your body reacts immediately and your mind wants to escape. But if you learn to control your emotions, you'll realize that the discomfort is only temporary and you can overcome it. Exercise with high intensity. Instead of stopping at easy exercises, Challenge yourself with more difficult workouts that demand more from you. With each effort to push beyond your limits, you not only build physical strength, but also train your mind to become more resilient. Voluntary discomfort isn't about punishing yourself, but rather about building your capacity to face and overcome difficult situations in real life. When you regularly challenge yourself with small hardships, you'll be better prepared to handle bigger adversities in the future. Number 3, set limits and live with serenity. We live in a world where everything seems out of our control. Unexpected changes in work, social events, or even personal issues can easily make us feel anxious and uncertain. But according to Stoicism, worrying about things beyond our reach only increases stress and anxiety. The key here is to focus on what we can control and let go of things beyond our control. This doesn't mean being indifferent or ignoring difficult problems, but rather learning to accept that there are things we cannot change. And instead of worrying about them, we focus our energy on improving the things we can control. Imagine you're sailing a boat in the sea, the big waves and strong winds. These are things beyond your control. But what you can control is the steering wheel, adjusting your direction. Life is the same. You can't fully control everything that happens around you, but you can always control your actions and attitude. A simple example in life: you can't control how others react to you, but you can control how you react to them. When you set limits on what you can change and learn to let go of what's out of reach, you will live with more serenity and be less affected by anxiety. One practical way to apply this is to write down the things you are worried about. Then ask yourself, is this something I can control? If the answer is no, shift your energy to something else. This will help you maintain balance and calm in life. Number 4, practice gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful tool that helps us see life in a more positive light, and through it, develop inner strength. Marcus Aurelius advised that every morning when we wake up, we should take a moment to be grateful for being alive, for being loved, and for having the chance to experience life. You may not realize it, but practicing daily gratitude will change the way you perceive life. When we feel grateful, our mind naturally becomes more positive. This not only helps us face difficulties more lightly, but also creates an optimistic mindset, which in turn makes it easier to overcome adversity. You can start with the smallest things. Imagine every morning you spend a few minutes reflecting on the things you're grateful for in life. Maybe it's your health, your family, or even the opportunity to learn and grow from challenges. When you look at life through the lens of gratitude, you'll realize that no matter how hard things get, there are always good things to be thankful for. Practicing gratitude is also a way to train your mind, helping you stay away from negative thoughts and focus on the positive aspects of life. Write down 3 things you are grateful for each day. This will help shift your mindset, making you more resilient when facing challenges. Building inner strength isn't easy, but with simple practices like controlling perception, voluntary discomfort, focusing on what you can control, and practicing gratitude, you will gradually build a solid mental foundation. These methods not only help you overcome adversity effectively, but also allow you to live a serene, balanced, and meaningful life. Inner strength is a journey of continuous practice. Every day is an opportunity for you to learn and grow. Remember, true strength doesn't lie in avoiding difficulties, but in how you overcome them with calmness, patience, and wisdom. We've explored the fundamental principles of Stoicism for developing inner strength, from controlling perception, practicing voluntary discomfort, focusing on what we can control, to practicing gratitude. Each of these principles provides us with valuable tools to build a solid mental foundation. These tools don't just help us overcome adversity, but also allow us to live a meaningful, serene, and fulfilled life. Inner strength isn't a destination, but an ongoing journey. It's not about avoiding every challenge, but about facing them with calmness and steadfastness. When we control our perceptions, we no longer get swept away by temporary emotions. Instead, we see every challenge as an opportunity for growth. By practicing voluntary discomfort, we gradually train our minds to become more resilient, able to endure greater challenges. And by focusing on what we can control, we avoid stress and anxiety, living more serenely in a world full of uncertainty. Now, the most important thing is for you to begin your own journey. You don't have to wait for a major adversity to start training your inner strength. You can start today with small but meaningful actions. Challenge yourself with small discomforts, learn to control your perception in everyday situations, and take time to practice gratitude. Every small step you take today will make you stronger tomorrow. Remember, true strength doesn't come from what's outside you, but from the calmness and resilience within. Every time you face a challenge, ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? What can I control? When you change the way you react, you'll find that life becomes lighter and easier. So are you ready to start training your inner strength? We can't control everything that comes our way in life, but we can certainly control how we respond to it. Choose to walk this path with resilience, calmness, and wisdom. And remember, every adversity is not a wall blocking your path, but an opportunity for you to grow stronger. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons on our channel so you don't miss out on more insightful and useful content. If you found this video valuable, share it to spread the wisdom of Stoicism and help others on their journey to develop inner strength. Let's learn and grow together every day.